uh Shaw Warrior Raw here. We have a lot to go through here, so this might be a long video. I don't know, but a lot has changed. The landscape has changed even more now than it was last week. I'm gonna go through here and tell you who from. These are people from SmackDown Live that have come to Raw. Very, very exciting stuff going on in here. Some of my favorite people from SmackDown Live is on Monday Night Raw right up in here. So I'm gonna go through it here and I'm gonna tell you what we got going on Raw here. First person from SmackDown Live to come to Raw is Apollo Crews. I like this guy. He's a good wrestler. Wrestler, superstar, whatever you want to call it. And then the next person. This is arguably, in my opinion, the best wrestler of the modern era, Dean Ambrose. I absolutely love this guy. This guy is crazy. He's unorthodox. He does really, really crazy things. The Ambrose Asylum is back on Monday Night Raw, and that's very exciting to me. Welcome back to Raw, Dean Ambrose. Now, people ask me all the time, they say, Shaw Warrior Raw, who is your least favorite wrestler? And unfortunately, he's back on Raw. It's The Miz, and he brought his wife, Maryse, with him. Oh well. We have to deal with The Miz, that's alright. Miz is what he is. We gotta deal with him. Then we got, I already mentioned that. The first match of the night was The New Day versus The Revival. That happened last week, but they did it again, and the Revival won for the second week in a row. And then it's questionable whether Sami Zayn is going to remain on Raw or go to SmackDown Live. I got a funny feeling that he's going to go to SmackDown Live. And then we have another person from SmackDown Live, fairly new person that returned to SmackDown Live. He's been away for a while. Curt Hawkins is on Raw now. He was from SmackDown. Curt Hawkins is on Raw. It's also a question whether the Big Show is going to remain on Raw or go to SmackDown Live. We don't really know. And then in the Cruiserweight division, we have Austin Aries versus T.J. Perkins, and T.J. Perkins won. Then in the women's division, we have Charlotte Flair versus Nia Jax, and the winner was Nia Jax. No surprise there. And then we have Jinder Mahal versus Finn Balor. The winner is Finn Balor. And another person from SmackDown Live that's now back on Raw is Bray Wyatt. So Bray Wyatt's back on Raw. It's also a question whether Randy Orton is going to come from SmackDown Live and come to Raw. But Bray Wyatt invited Randy Orton to come to Raw, so we'll just have to see what happens with that. Another wrestler from Mexico, Carlisto, is on Raw, coming from SmackDown Live. And Heath Slater and Rhino tag team. Heath Slater and Rhino are coming from SmackDown Live, and they're now on Raw. And then, oh my goodness, I have watched Monday Night Raw for 15 years. I've been through 801 shows, and I gotta tell you, I've seen some shocking things. I've seen some just downright disturbing things. Yes, I know it's fake. I don't want to hear it in the comment section. I know it's fake, but it's still disturbing to me. Roman Reigns was doing an interview with Michael Cole in the back. A sit-down interview in the back, and then Braun Strowman just comes out of nowhere and attacks Roman Reigns. You have to see it for yourself. It's one of the most disturbing things I have ever seen. And I've seen Raw for, like I said, 15 years. This is my 801st time I've watched Monday Night Raw, and I've seen so many things happen. It's not even funny. I think this takes the cake. This was one of the most disturbing things I've ever seen happen on Raw. I mean, you just have to see it for yourself. It's just, oh, what now? Then they had an 8-man tag team match. Just light from the camera is blinding me. So we have Gallows and Anderson with probably the craziest people I've ever tag teamed, the Shining Stars, versus the Hardy Boys and Sheamus. Let me back up. Let me back up a little bit. Okay, so we have Gallows and Anderson with the Shining Stars versus Cesaro and Sheamus with the Hardy Boys. Want to make sure I have that right. And the winners was, of course, Sheamus and Cesaro and Sheamus and the Hardy Boys. They won. And then two women superstars from SmackDown that came from SmackDown are now on Raw. Alexa Bliss from SmackDown Live is now on Raw, and Mickie James is back on Raw. That's really neat. And then the last match of the night was Kevin Owens versus Dean Ambrose, and of course Dean Ambrose won. Kind of saw that coming. So that's the Raw. I should make a correction. I called it the draft in my predictions video. It's not really what it was called. They're calling it the superstar shakeup. I called it the draft. I need to make that correction. I corrected the thumbnail. They're actually calling it the superstar shakeup. It's not really an official draft. It's basically the same thing, but so yeah. So make sure that you leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Superman punch that subscribe button. I'll do another video about other people that are going to SmackDown from Raw, etc. I might do another video tomorrow night. I don't know. We'll just have to see. Just have to see how I feel and everything. But yeah, this is Shaw Warrior Raw signing off for now.